How these guys adjusting here, and what do you kind of feel you got from them the first 24 hours in the tournament side?
Well, it was a long flight, but they handled it pretty well, and we practiced earlier today, and now we'll get some shots up, and I'm sure they'll be excited to play.
Go to a high school gym somewhere earlier today?
We went to Milwaukee School of Engineering.
Oh, okay.
So.
You didn't go to Milwaukee Hamilton, Elgin's old stomping
No,
grounds?
we didn't. There's the School of Engineering is right here. They got a brand new gym, so it worked out really good.
Now the guys have said that Elgin's smiled more this trip. Right?
Yeah, no, he's usually pretty reserved, but he's been pretty excited and had a bunch of family meet him at the hotel yesterday, so he was pretty excited.
How much difference do you think that can make in terms of actually playing on the court? We've seen it with Johnny last year in Vegas. Johnny and Ben both talked about going back.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes, players get a little bit more emotional. It can work to the benefit. I've seen it also work the other way. They try so hard that it doesn't go so well. So.
You expect someone to just step up now that Collinsworth's out for BYU?
Well, that's been our experience over the years. When a player goes down, especially that first, second game, somebody, is dying to prove that they belong. And, I told our team that he's an awfully good player, but just like if one of our guys went down, there'd be a lot of guys wanting to prove that they belonged. And we got a lot of guys on the bench capable of stepping up, and so does BYU.
Haas has done a lot all year, but you see a scenario where he could even take more and try to take over a little bit more. Does he have the capability of being a guy who could do something like that?
Well, he does have the capability. I think he's an awfully good offensive player, and other than maybe Doug McDermott, he might be as good as there is, around. So he's very capable, but they've got a lot of guys that can get to the basket. They've shot 1,000 free throws this year, So I mean, they're a team that gets to the basket and makes things happen. We're going to have to play well defensively. They're a very good rebounding team, so we're going to have to get on the boards. It's a tough matchup for us.
Transition points all year have been a problem at sometimes for you guys, and UCLA took advantage of transition defense. These guys do it really well. What is it about their transition offense that's really hard to stop?
Well, they're just free with it. They go, and they don't. They want to put up a quick shot. There's no reservation at all of getting down and putting something up quick, and so it makes them play it. They get a shot up quicker than anybody in the country. So we got to get back and put it together, and we got to know they're coming.
There's a lot of experience. You've been through this. Do you get kind of a pulse of your team through a day when you've seen them go through a workout at a site, or is it maybe reading too much into that?
I don't even try to guess. Over the years, there's been a lot of times where I thought, man, we are ready to go, and this game or the other 30 that we just played, and I was totally wrong. There's other games that, man, these guys are dead, they're flat, and we're not ready to go, and we've come out and play our tails off. So I quit trying to read them about 15 years ago and just hope for the best.
How about the experience factor with some of these guys coming back playing experience?
I don't know. It didn't hurt us last year not having any, so I'm not sure it's going to help us all that much. Our guys, we've got 8 guys who have played in the NCAA Tournament, but BYU's got guys. They go about every year. I think they missed one year here in the last few, but they go about every year, so they've got plenty of guys who have played also.
Joe's talked about treating this like any other game, but it seems like it would be hard to actually do that when you get out on the floor playing your first.
Well, it is a little bit, but you've got to try. You've got to try to stay consistent with what you've been doing all year. If you change too much, results sometimes aren't real good. So, we try to do the same things. We're going to try to go out there and do the same things we do the day before a game in practice and not change too much.
With Kyle out, how much can you draw from the last game, having played these guys in December?
Well, I think, their speed and transition, we know that's going to stay the same. Their ability to offensive rebound, Kyle was good on the offensive glass, but so were a number of their other players. Those things, their board play, their speed and transition, Hawes, his ability to score even contested plays. I think we learned a lot. I'm sure, they learned some from the game. It's unusual for 2 teams who have played each other to play in the first round, but, I saw their reaction when they saw that they were playing us. They're pretty excited about playing us, and so we know we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to play really well.
8 players have been returned before.
but do you think they realize, and the other players, how tough it is just to get to this stage?
I don't know. I think the guys are excited about being here, but their goal from day one was to get here, and with the experience that they kind of expected it. Now, a month ago, it sure didn't look very good, but they found a way and really picked it up. So I'm happy for them in that regard. And senior leadership, Johnny and Mike and Jason did a great job and have put us in this position. Now, I hope we play well.
A bunch of the BYU guys said their biggest improvement since that last game was defense, and a lot of you guys have said the same thing about your own play. Do you expect this to be as fast-paced and high-scoring as the first meeting?
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it. Nerves will be a little bit more than they were in that ball game. I think that we're both offensive oriented, so I think there'll be points scored, but I don't know if we'll hit shots or they'll hit shots like we did in that first game.
You've talked a lot about trying to shift this team's makeup to a lot more four-year guys out of high school. How important is a stage like this NCAA tournament to that goal of getting high school guys, getting in the living room?
Well, we just want to get the best players available, and it'd be nice if they came and stayed, and we had them for a long time. But as I mentioned a number of times, face college basketball changes, and we're probably an example of that. But these games are always important. You talked to recruits last year; they knew we played in the Sweet 16, and they saw the game against Louisville, and every player wants to play in that atmosphere. This first round game's important. Just because there's so many people watching this first weekend, and it's important to make a good showing.
The word of the day in their press conference seemed to be aggressive, kind of being more aggressive without Collinsworth. Does that speak to what you're talking about, how you expect a team, the first game without a guy to really kind of step up?
Oh, absolutely. And then they'll be driving the ball at the basket. They'll play a little smaller, and they'll put the ball on the floor and really drive it at us.